Hello everyone and welcome to the Corsair Asia Cup. This is game one of a best of three between XctN 2 and Titan. Thank you of course to Corsair for sponsoring this tournament. Thank you to Elzar who's doing the camera work and streaming, and thanks to Boakley who's going to be co-casting with me.
No worries at all. Pleasure to be here yet again, and it's gonna be really great to see XctN 2 come up against the powerhouse that is Titan.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how XctN 2 does. For those who don't know, they are a reasonably newly formed team. A couple of weeks ago, I believe, they beat out XctN 1 in the debut matches, so pretty impressive with that. And yeah, they've been showing themselves to be a reasonably strong team. So how are they going to match up against Titan, who is arguably one of the best teams in the Southeast Asian region, is going to kind of cement how strong they are, within the Southeast Asian region. Should be quite cool to see. I'm keen.
Yeah, well, we sort of like have just been following XctN 2 for the last few matches. Like one of the first matches I cast with you, Lily, for the Corsair Cup was actually XctN 2, and that was them in the semi-final, coming through to that final of the group stage, and as you said, pipping out their counterparts XctN 1, and winning the group stage to come through to this main event for Corsair Cup. So it's like kind of like a dark horse, come from behind love story that's happening for XctN 2 right now. So we'll just have to see if this love story continues, or if Titan just really show their dominance and put a big Titan-sized footprint on this match and the Southeast Asian scene.
Yeah, I mean, XctN 2 definitely do have some strong players. I mean, they've got Joven and Jules from Mineski and Chemo from XctN 1, so they've got some strong players, but of course Titan are rock solid. I mean, most recently they got an invitation straight to the International, whereas poor XctN 2 didn't even make the cut for the qualifiers. A little bit sad for them there, but I suppose they're a little bit too newly formed to get a chance.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit fresh, and it's not to say that just because they did pip out XctN 1, it could be just because they might have had a little bit of an edge because they're more familiar with XctN's playstyle than other teams. So yeah, that's something to consider. But the fact that they did beat their counterparts is no small matter. So it's definitely props going to XctN 2. And although they did miss out on the international, they could well make a name for themselves in this competition even.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see. Even if they do get dropped down to the lower bracket, they definitely can still do some work there. I mean, if they get dropped down to the lower bracket, they will be versing either Zero Latitude or E-Bomb, and I think that they should be a match for either of those two teams. So just because they might not win this game, they're not out of the competition. It is double elimination. We'll have to see. I mean, at the moment, Invoker being picked up. Joven Invoker is pretty strong. We have seen it a couple of times thus far, and I'm kind of hoping for a Jules Morana yet again because, can't hurt the reliability of Jules Morana. See it every second game.
Gotta speak about reliable. Yeah, that item build never ever strays.
Radiant team
always phase boots, Aquila, Lincoln Sphere,
Midas. Can't forget the Midas.
Oh yeah, the Midas. Oh, can't miss that Midas. Always just throws everything out of whack.
Yeah. If he doesn't have that Midas, he's never going to farm anything. Yeah, but Chemo now picking up the Nature's Prophet for the offlane, I believe, for him, because Rara and Superman play the support role. So Chemo offlane Nature's Prophet. I've also seen that a couple of times, and he does do a really good job of rotating around the map, getting split pushing going and pressure on the map, just to ensure that his team does have the space they need. And I mean, with an Invoker and a Nature's Prophet in your team, if Invoker does go for the Exalt Quas, which I believe Joven normally does, it's a lot of damage and it's a lot of summons that can help you push down towers. And at the moment, Titan don't have that much counter push. I mean, Nyx Assassin is more ganking, Rubik, a very strong support in team fights, being able to steal spells left, right, and center. But in terms of counter pushing, unless he has, some core items up like Arcane Boots, he can't really spam out the Fade Bolt that easily.
Yeah, well, Nyx Assassin in a solo lane, Titan might be laning him against Chemo on the Nature's Prophet. If we see the Nyx Assassin get up nice and early with that level 6, we could see a few deaths coming the way of Chemo. I mean, Nature's Prophet early on is kind of food for Nyx Assassin. Once he gets his Vendetta up and running, he can just go hunting wherever Nature's Prophet is lurking. So I think that's one thing that XctN 2 kind of have to worry about a little bit and make sure that this Nyx Assassin stays under control, doesn't have a chance to go roaming and pick off Chemo too often. That is to say, if he's a solo lane, because we might well see a support Nyx Assassin as much as I don't like him.
Well, Ohio, he doesn't normally play heroes like Nyx on the offlane. I mean, Nyx Assassin is normally the kind of hero that's really active across the map, ganking left, right, and center, whereas Ohio typically plays heroes more like Darkseer, the Nature's Prophet himself, heroes that have high impact in kind of team fights rather than ganking or pushing ability. So we'll have to see. And I know Titan recently have been picking up the Darkseer quite a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did, opt to grab that and run the Nyx as a support. I mean, Titan, normally their playstyle is quite aggressive in the early game. They get pickoffs, dominate their lanes typically, and just get towers down very fast. So Nyx Assassin as a support, even though he might not have the levels he want, he'll be able to get the items up, and once you've got the items, you can kind of start winning team fights. And as soon as you hit level 6, if you've got those arcane boots, you should be good to get a whole combo off on someone and take them down. So we'll have to see. Of course, it could be Ohio in the offlane on the Nyx, so I could be completely wrong. We'll have to see.
And the Mirana's been banned out. Titan, they do not want to see duels on that Mirana.
They're probably bored of it like I am.
It's like you get it every time. You're gonna have to play something different, Jules. And the Slark picked up by Jules as well. Picked up by Titan, which eliminates him for Jules. So he's not going to be able to pick up a Slark like we've seen him in one previous game when he did not go Mirana.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting. I don't believe I personally have ever watched Titan play the Slark before, so I'm not too sure who's going to be running it. I mean, maybe KYXY is going to play a farming Slark, maybe offlane, maybe Yamate even running it for the mid lane. I mean, at the moment they've got kind of the Rubik is support, but like you said, Nyx Assassin can be offlane. He could be mid even, or he could be
5 seconds
as a support. It could be pretty much anywhere. That's the mid hero for Yamate. Still Spirit mid, most definitely. So I'm gonna guess offlane Ohio on the Slark. I mean, it feels like they want a harder carry than a Slark.
I think that would be a better choice. If I think relying on a Slark to get you up and running and off the ground and take you into the mid game against an Invoker and Nature's Prophet in terms of late game potential, I wouldn't be counting on it. So I think they do need a harder carry and just have that Slark go a solo lane, get some early XP, and then be able to roam around, get some ganks happening, and make some stuff happen for his team. So I'm thinking Ohio's going to be on the Slark. And, as much as I disdain it, Nyx Assassin is probably going to be in a support role.
Yeah, but I wonder what the last pick coming up from Titan is going to be. With the heroes they've got, a lot of ganking ability, so they could have room for something quite mobile like a Spectre. Otherwise, even something like a Void could do pretty well. Execration, pretty squishy. So a hero that's got a really high damage output could really do a lot of work, or even probably not a Morphling, just because they've got the Ancient Apparition, but what else? They banned out the Night Stalker, so it kind of implies a magic-heavy hero. I mean, Anti-Mage? No, probably not. Lifestealer? Okay, I can dig that. Storm Spirit Lifestealer is a pretty nice combo. Lifestealer hasn't really got anything that he can really contest him. And Execration going to go for the Void.
Ooh, okay, Jules.
They instant picked that. That wasn't even a counter pick to the Lifestealer. That was just, I want to play Void. Pick the Void. And it's offlane. Okay, it is going to be an offlane Lifestealer being played by Ohio and KYXY on the Slark. Well, there you go.
I think we're going to be aggressive tri-lane and Ohio's going to be solo safe. Because I don't want to see Lifestealer in the hard lane. I don't think even Ohio can make that work. I think he's going to be in the safe lane.
Oh, you often in Southeast Asia, Lifestealer is run in the offlane sometimes. He's one of those heroes that can kind of rotate to the jungle if he needs to.
Maybe they're going an aggressive tri-lane with the Lifestealer with Ohio, and then
that's a dual melee aggressive tri-lane against a dual range. It'd be a bit hard. I mean, if Execration 2 played it right, they just kind of shut them down from the get-go. I mean, that's the problem, is if they've got 3 melee heroes, so no matter what they do, and 2 of them, the cores are melee, so no matter what they do, they're always going to end up with a tri-lane with 2 melee, and running that aggressively is a bit of a risk. I think
it is going to be hard. I think Titan's going to have a little bit of an issue in terms of laning phase early on. I feel whichever way you slice it, as you're saying, 2 melees in a tri-lane is just going to be hard work.
But the thing is, in the offlane, Execration 2 don't have any reliable stun. They don't have any reliable lockdown. And the only real thing they've got from stopping Ohio from just walking out of the range of the attack is going to be Glimpse. And he can just rage the Glimpse off. So I mean, Ohio, we can see already he's bought a Stout Shield, so he's not going for the boots first, so maybe he is going to the easy lane, but if he is going to the off lane, I mean, once he gets the boots up, what can they really do to stop him? they'll walk up and, cold feed him, and he'll just walk backwards, and they'll glimpse him, and he'll rage, and he'll be okay. So, I mean, I don't really know what they can do to stop him in the off lane, so he'll get experience, and if he needs to get more farm, he can go to the jungle and farm there, possibly.
I think it's an intriguing prospect. We'll just have to see how Titan are gonna set this up.
So we have a bit of theory crafting.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna have to wait and see as soon as this game gets underway. So representing the Radiant is Titan, the powerhouses of the Southeast Asian tournament scene. So on the Rubik is X, and on the Nyx Assassin, heading up the second support in the tri-lane is Net. The Nyx Assassin, and in the farming role, KYXY. So it looks like a defensive tri-lane, as you were saying, the Lifestealer in the offlane. So in the mid is NWP, on the Storm Spirit, and then lastly is Razor, or OHY, on the Lifestealer solo lane. This is I'm intrigued to see an offlane Lifestealer. I don't see it very often, unfortunately.
Well, we'll find out how it goes. On the side of Execration, we have got Chemo heading to the off-lane, Nature's Prophet. Invoker in the mid lane can be played by Joven, aka no sponsor because his name is bugging out. Jules with the all Korean letters is going to be playing the Faceless Void in the easy lane. Ancient Apparition being played by Rara, and Superman is going to be on the support Disruptor. We can't see already.
We have seen Superman on the Disruptor a few times, and other than a little bit of a brain fade coming out a couple of games ago, he's been really solid, landing really good kinetic fields, great glimpses, and of course the static storms have been making a lot of the team fights, and part of the reason why Execration 2 have been performing so well.
Yeah, I mean, Execration 2 have got some very strong players. Even though Superman and Rara are less known to Dota 2 players, they are quite well known in the Dota 1 community, and they've definitely shown themselves to be very strong in the support role. But we'll have to see. How are they going to fare against Ohio in the off-lane Lifestealer? That is going to be the question. And of course, the other lanes, Rubik already picking up a illusion rune. He's just kind of harassing out those little treants, which will be able to get the block on the camp. Yeah, he did manage to block the camp. And we'll also have to see how Chemo goes. Is Chemo going to be pulling the lane here? I think the killing potential from Titan's tri-lane is a little bit harder, just because Rubik telekinesis into the KYXY, using the pounce and then the stun from Net, and that should be an assured kill if Chemo does get a little bit too close.
They are doing everything they can to stop this thing blocking the camp coming over to that minute mark. They want some creeps to be able to pull and do a pull through. So they're going to spawn nice and easy, and Titan are going to make sure that they got a nice pull, and Nyx Assassin's going to get a few levels and a few last hits, while X is just going to sit there, get some harass on the Nature's Prophet, making sure that he doesn't get a chance to head in and sap some XP. Slark gets everything. KYXY farming up a storm.
But still in last hits, I mean, he's sitting on 5 at the moment, Jules is on 8, so I mean, it's not a huge difference, but every little bit helps, of course, in this early stage of the game, especially when you are versing a carry like the Void, who's quite scary, and a Void can definitely outcarry a Slark. If he catches Slarkin's ultimate, Slark is not long for this world, so he's going to have to watch out. And KYXY does need a fair amount of farm. Actually, speaking of KYXY, he's going on to Chemo. Chemo's just going to TP out, though. He cancels the TP once. Does this give time for Net to get in position? He will throw a stun up, but not going to be landing, and, well, Chemo's escaping with his life, but barely.
So close. And Ohio really getting up in this tri-lane's grill, making sure that he's making his presence known, and he's not going to be taking any of this mucking around, any of this harass coming out from Execration 2. So doing quite well to make sure that he stays in XP range. And as you're saying, there's not a lot of lockdown. He just rages, and he's going to be absolutely fine with anything that they jump on. Although he hasn't got rage, he's only picked up Feast straight up. Feast and stats.
He hasn't got stats yet. He hasn't skilled anything. I think if he feels like he can go aggressive, he'll get the open wounds up. But if he wants to run defensively, he will go for the rage. He's just leaving the point there.
Cool.
But in mid lane, Yamete doing really, really well against Joven. I mean, look at the last hits. 16 last hits onto Yamete versus 8 on Joven, so twice the last hits. Of course, Joven actually going for the Wex and Quas build rather than the Exort like I predicted. So this is going to give him more control in the mid game, but in terms of the laning phase, Storm Spirit should be having an absolute field day against him. And top lane, Chemo's rotated up. They're going to be trying to take down the first tower of the game.
Is under attack. And
that's going to be some nice gold going straight in the pocket of XctN 2. They've done this pretty consistently in each of the games to make sure they take some early towers, and Chemo just rotates out within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, doing pretty good. Tower is going to be protected though. Ned coming up here to help out. Of course, there's nobody on the bot lane right now, so complete free farm to KYXY, and this is a big emphasis of resources onto the top lane coming out from XctN 2. They pretty much need to get this tower, otherwise they're splitting the experience among 4 heroes, whereas Titan are now down to dual lanes. They're not helping their mid lane, who's losing at this point in time, and it's, I guess, a lot of pressure for XctN 2 to be putting onto their team. So pretty much they need to get this tower down very, very soon, or else it's going to be a big, not a waste of time. And oh god, Jules could be in trouble. Stun from Ned is going to be missing. Ohio wants to go in, but no, he's going to be backing out now.
Getting the deny off, so half that gold. Unfortunately, not going to go to XctN 2. So Titan making sure that XctN 2 get the minimal return out of that resource rotation of Chemo on the Nature's Prophet. So trying to be as defensive as possible, make sure that Jules doesn't get off to a flying start with those farming items. And he's picked up his recipe for Hand of Midas. Could be pretty darn close to finishing that off and getting it at the sub 6 minute mark if he's lucky.
Yeah, that's going to be quite scary. The recipe is flying out to him now, and he can of course just buy the Gloves of Haste from the side shop, and it's just another, what, 300 gold that's going to be completed, so that's pretty good. Though he does have to watch out because Ohio can pretty easily kill him. I mean, Ohio's always got the face boots up, so even though he's in the off lane, he's getting a fair amount of farm. And 1 open wounds, it's level 2 time walk, but Ohio is actually out-leveling him pretty severely, sitting on level 4. We're about to hit level 5, sorry, versus just level 4 onto Jules, so... Yeah, you can see Jules has already just backed out while his team's just pulling the wave to get the wave back to neutral.
And now Storm Spirit's starting to pull away in terms of CS from Joven on the Invoker. So, as you predicted, Storm Spirit's getting the better of the lane.
Denied!
Yeah, and I mean, this is the point where actually Joven has to watch out, because Storm Spirit can kill him pretty easily. All he really needs to do is just kind of dive in, dodge the use of the Cold Snap, and it should be a pretty assured kill, especially if you can get a rotation coming out from maybe the Rubik. You can see Extinct kind of lingering around the mid lane. He's dropping down a ward to give extra vision around this area, so they can see where Joven is. They'll be able to see if anyone rotates in. And in fact, they might just catch a glimpse of the Disruptor. Indeed they will, so maybe at this point they're not going to go for a kill, but they definitely will want to very soon. I mean, Joven is not going for the Midas himself. He's opted to pick up the face boots, so he knows that his farm is not good enough for a Midas right now. Normally you don't, of course, get the Midas on the Quas Wex, but given that, you know, Jules is going for Midas, they might have opted to build one, have 3 Midases in the team, but either way, I mean, XctN 2 have got a little bit of work to do in terms of levels, because they have got a very level-dependent team. Level 6 is wanted on both Disruptor and Ancient Apparition, and they also want levels, of course, on the
Chemo being jumped on by the Storm Spirit. Yamate is going to finish him off, and then we got to jump on straight to KYXY. Bam!
Accept this honor on behalf of Storms
Just exploded. Really quick initiation coming out from Storm Spirit. NWP doing a great job, and a little bit of experience going to KYXY as well.
Yeah, good little pick off there, and especially taking down Chemo, who probably wants to get up that Midas. Actually, mid lane Neck could be in trouble. He's going to get hit there with the EMP. Chemo rotates in, chilling touches on all of them. He's got no mana left at all, and he's going to be going down there. Joven getting the last hit, playing from across the map.
Good little return kill. Not the Nyx Assassin, not quite, well, actually nowhere near as valuable as the Nature's Prophet at this point. You know, offlaner for a support. So I think with the pickoff so far, Titan have come off a little bit ahead. But like having a look at the Golden XP lead, Titan's over 1500 in front just from those dual lane rotation, the dual lanes as opposed to that 4-man rotation that happened to take down that tier 1 top tower for Titan. But Titan's actually leading. They're 1,000 gold in front. So even though there's 1 tower down for XctN 2, they're still actually trailing. Oh, Razor caught in the Chronosphere. Chronosphere going to be bashing down and unfortunately locked up the tower. And oh no, out comes the Sprout and going to secure that kill. Although Ancient Apparition got that kill there, so unfortunately support snagged the last hit.
Sorry, my data crashed. I'm just coming back in now. So
We're sitting 1-2 right now. Yamate is just farming up a storm on the Storm Spirit, and just getting some jungle creeps happening while the Net on the Nyx Assassin is actually sapping up some XP here in mid, just trying to get to that level 6 as soon as possible. And Storm Spirit just filling up his bottle with double damage rune and heading straight back into
Dire's
that jungle.
bottom tower is under attack.
It's a good rotation and dedication of sources for Titan to let their supports get the mid when it's available. Storm Spirit can farm quite efficiently in the jungle, so I think that's a really nice move coming out from Yamate.
almost back in. There we go. I'm back into the game. So 1-2. XctN managing to score 2 kills while it was going. Pretty impressive. Oh, wait, no, just one, because I saw
Just
the kill
one.
in the lane.
They were 1-1 just before.
Yeah. But that's not bad for XctN. I mean, if we look at the levels now as well, how are they all sitting? Dota's having his fit. So sports from XctN is still quite underleveled. Of course, on Titan they're underleveled as well. But Rubik, I mean, he wants to hit level 6. It's nice, but I wouldn't say it's exactly necessary. Whereas Nyx Assassin, when he hits level 6, it's going to become devastating for XctN because it means the supports have to spend a lot of gold on sentries. Otherwise, Net could just get pickoffs left, right, and center. But of course, XctN too. I mean, they need level 6 on these 2 supports. That's when these supports really become just terrified in teamfight monsters. So it's something that they're going to have to put a bit of resources in. Like you mentioned, Net sitting in the mid lane alone just to try and get his level 6 is definitely a good idea. Whereas the Disruptor and the Ancient Apparition are kind of running around the jungle quite a lot. Which they
they're not really achieving much. It's sort of like kind of protecting the Faceless Void, kind of rotating around to see if they can get a pick off, but haven't managed to achieve anything yet running around as a duo. So Superman and Rara are going to become food for Net in no time at all. He's hit level 6 now, so Vendetta is online.
Yamata on the top lane going in on... oh my god, my Dota crashed. I'm going to have to restart my computer.
Faceless Void goes down to a 3-man gank coming out from Titan.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Must I repeat myself? Dire's top tower is
gonna get a decent amount of farm happening in the a decent amount of damage on that top tier 1 tower on the side of XctN 2.
Under attack.
There's not really any backup. They're going to take this uncontested, this top tier 1 tower. There's a bit of a fight happening at mid. Drops Net on the Nyx Assassin, goes down, but trading him for a tier 1 tower, 200 gold going to each and every one on the side of Titan. Well worth that death.
It's all the same to me.
Now KYXY moved over to the mid, tried to back up Net, but Net still took a spill. And he's just here, get some solo XP, some farm. Sitting at level 9 and checking out he's finished his drums.
Radiant's
Drums
bottom
are all
tower is
done and
under
ready
attack.
to go. So now we should be seeing the next core item coming out from Slack. We might be seeing... I wonder if KYXO is going to go for a Shadowblade build and try and get those ganking pickoffs with the Nyx Assassin. Might be a nice little pairing. One of the downsides is, though, that if XctN 2 ward really well with their sentries, they're going to scope both of these guys out in no time. Now the Storm Spirit and Net, so both NWP and Net heading around as a duo. We might be seeing a little bit of a paired ganking right there. Net scouting out with his Invis Vendetta. If they can pick off this Void again while he's farming, Jules could take a quite hard hit to his farm, even with that Midas. So Midas is on cooldown, Ring of Health is out, as well as Battle Strength. So I think he's just going to finish off his treads. There we go, treads all done. And then he's going to be moving into a Battle Fury going by that Ring of Health, which is an interesting choice. We generally haven't seen the Battle Fury picked up by Jules in previous Faceless Void plays. So I wonder, how is he planning to actually get these guys close enough in a Chronosphere to warrant a Battle Fury? So there's the first of those wards going down by Superman. So definitely want the definitely what the vision of the Nyx Assassin moving through this big area right here. I mean, this is a lot of vision covered. So 4 lanes that they're going to be able to spot the Nyx Assassin moving through. They've also got another ward up here, which is a nice spot to make sure that if he does come up the hill and you've got one of your carries doing Ancients or something like that, you've got them protected. So Execration 2 playing nice and defensively, wanting to make sure that Jules gets all the farm that he needs to get off the ground. This Slark, KYXY, he should be online pretty darn soon. He's got 1,300, 1,400 in the bank right now. And his next core item, I'm still not sure what he's going to be going, but he needs to start making some stuff happen for Titan, because the Lifesteal's got some carry potential, but this is when the Slark is really dangerous, especially now that you got level 6 happening on the Nyx Assassin net. Invis Rune on NWP on the Storm Spirit, just about to run out. And he scoped out these guys hanging out in a pack of 3 in the jungle. Both Superman and Ra-Ra wanting to make sure that Faceless Void Jules gets all the farm that he needs. Storm Spirit's going to scout him out. No, it doesn't look like he's going to... Neither of them are going to want to engage. And now smoked up is the Ancient Apparition Ra-Ra and Joven, as well as Superman on the Disruptor. We could be seeing
but
the...
Dire's bottom tower is
we could be seeing
attack.
Ohio on the Lifestealer, maybe going down. Now he's going to get
I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is
out of
under
harm's
attack.
way before these guys pop out in that lane. Nature's Prophet, Chemo. He's got
I don't mean to
phase
be
boots.
alarmist, but Dire's
Next,
bottom tower is
I don't know
under
if we're going to be
attack.
seeing a Hex Stick or maybe probably a Necronomicon, I think, just to really solidify his split push potential.
Cunning, or perhaps of desperation,
There might be some
Dire's
way
structures
to counter out
have been
Ohio on that
fortified. In a
Lifestealer
blow
as
to
well
the
as the
Dire,
Slark.
Their bottom tower has fallen.
So what did I miss? 2 to 3 on the board. Titan leading in golden experience.
Kind of standard. Titan have been solidifying their lead in their gold and farming capabilities. So slowly edging in front. I was just saying that KYXY...
Oh, Net getting in one stand onto Superman. Sorry, Superman going to get taken down there by Yamato. Yamato not going to go into Ra-Ra. Tornado going to be flying out, not hitting me either. So should be alright. Just a free pickup for them. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
Radiant's top tower is
No,
under
I was
attack.
just saying that the KYXY on the Slark kind of needs something to happen for him soon to, rather than just relying on his farming alone. He's got his treads up and running. He's got the drums. He's got 3k in the bank. What do you think we're going to be seeing coming out on the Slark? Oh, Storm Spirit getting another pickup. Ancient Apparition. So first Superman, then Ra-Ra on the Ancient Apparition, and some ganking is happening both with Net and NWP on the Storm Spirit. I suppose they're ganking enough for KYXY to just sit back and continue farming.
Well, even though KYXY doesn't have a Midas, he's still keeping it up in terms of net worth. And mid lane Ohio, look at him. He's standing very aggressively. Storm Spirit, kind of considering going forward, but he's pretty low on mana. Looks like they're going to back out. Yeah, KYXY, I mean, he's picked up an ultimate orb, so he could just be going for that Skadi rush to tank himself up, and then he'll be ready to fight. At this point in time, given that Titan are kind of winning, in the 4v4 situation, I suppose he feels like he doesn't need to go. And actually in mid lane, Ohio getting initiated on, he's trapped. He has nowhere to go, and he's going to be taking a fall there. Way too many disables. Disruptor ultimate laid down. Joven starting off with the EMP. I mean, nothing for him to do. And this could be the fall of the tier 1 tower mid. And KYXY, like I was saying, he's going to be coming in, but no.
Coming out on Net. Net actually comes an AAL as well, and he's going to explode. And there was damage. Actually managed to steal out that Ancient Apparition ult, and now Jules in a lot of trouble. He's going to drop, and down goes 2, and that's actually a return kill. There was a buyback from Net on the Nyx Assassin. Did he actually achieve anything there?
There was 2 buybacks from Ohio as well as Net, both of them coming back to the fight, so I suppose they did. They're going to get the mid-tier 1 tower down. A big, use of resources there, but I guess if they can get, 2 kills from it, taking down Jules especially, who's got that Midas, you want to kill him. He's going for the Battle Fury too, which is a very greedy build. Shows he's very farm-oriented. I suppose it's worth it. And yeah, tower going down.
I
so
do
6 to 5 on the board.
I do wonder about that Battle Fury choice. I mean, how many people is he hoping to catch in his Chronosphere? There's not really much way to...
farming.
Yeah, but he could get something that might be a little bit more useful. Something like a Mjolnir. I mean,
but the thing about Battle Fury is you actually you can farm the Ancients with it. I think that's one big thing, is that you only can't farm Ancients, but if his team's going to be stacking the Ancients for him, it'll help him. Plus, I think it does actually help you farm a little bit better in the jungle. I mean, because you can kill things like golems, you can kill waves a lot faster because it's not luck-based, it's based on just, you know,
that's true.
hitting the creeps. But it is a really greedy build. But I don't know, maybe
Sanj is up and running on Lifestealer. I mean, Ohio could be going for a Heaven's Halberd just to eliminate Jules from the fight completely.
Yeah. That could be what he's going for. It could be a Sanj and Yasha as well. Both of them got their pros and cons. Sanj and Yasha is a bit more of a carry item, whereas Heaven's Halberd's going to be cementing his role as a utility sort of semi-carry role. And I mean, KWX, so given that he's going for a very hard farming build, trying to pick up, yeah, he's going to have that Skadi up by around about the 20-minute mark. He just needs another couple of 100 gold and it's going to be done. So looks like time for him to go down. There's big rotation from Execration 2. They do not want him to get that Skadi up there. They don't know how close he is. I mean, he has 500 gold to the Skadi. He goes forward now. He could be taking a fall. Chronosphere is going to be going up. KYX by EMP onto his head. Ancient Apparition ultimate. Disruptor laying down the ultimate as well. They just did everything to him. And now they're going for the tower, which might not be a good idea. I mean, Titan could fight this. There's no ultimates left on anyone. Well, apart from probably Invoker. But everyone else has laid down everything just to take down KYX. So if Titan fought this 4v5, it could definitely be a winning fight. But it looks like they're happy to trade the tier 2 tower in the top lane for the tier 1 on bot.
Radiant's bottom tower
I think this is definitely the better trade. There are TPs available, so now they come out. Joven is gone, as is Rara and Superman. They know that they've got that bottom tower, and they're going to rotate through and be able to save this tower as well, I think. I don't think they want to take this on. Stormspirit zips in, throws down the Orchid, and now Spot. Oh, geez, Joven manages to somehow get out. Oh, dear. I have no idea how that happened. And that is Rubik going down. X.
And poor Ohio, he's in the creep, he's going, what do I do? He's going to go back in, actually, trying to take down Rara, and one more hit. Yamato out of money, he's close snapped up, but he will get the last hit. Dominating streak going to be going the way of the Dire. That couldn't have gone any better for them, but now Ohio getting sent back. He will use the Rage, just running away, and his Sanjin Yasha is almost done. Whew. And KYX,
he's jumping in. Wow, he actually missed the leap on Chemo.
He throws out his ultimate. He will actually make it out there of the Disruptor. Kinetic Field will get the kill and just kind of hops himself away. Joven wants to chase, but maybe not the best idea. He sets aside against it. Ohio was still in the area to help out if he needed to. Oh, and Jules on the bot lane. He wants net. Ancient Apparition ultimate coming out.
There we go.
Yeah, this is going to be AA ultimate right in his head. Net. Oh, they didn't even need the AA ultimate. That was just kind of a kill steal at that point. But whatever. KWX, so they're wanting to go into Jules. He's not going to pounce. He is going to pounce, actually.
This isn't picked up yet. Oh, TP. There's no Basher.
KWX's biggest weakness. They just TP out in front of him. Nothing he can do.
Classic Bloodseeker strat.
Yeah. Oh, hello. You're going to kill me? Huh. Better luck next time.
Bye! How's that nice stun of yours? Oh, wait.
But honestly, Execration 2 are doing a really good job of just keeping the game tempo in their control. I mean, Titan are doing their best. They're getting the pickoffs. They're definitely getting the items up that they need. But of course, Jules has been, I wouldn't say unchecked, but Jules has been having a pretty good time. He's getting the pickoffs that he needs. I mean, KYXY followed up by, net. Every time his ultimate is up, he's using it aggressively. He's getting a kill, and then he's going back to farming. And that's really all they need to do, because every time someone dies on Titan's side, it means that Execration 2 get another minute or two just to get some farm up, more items up for themselves. Mask of Madness, like you said, is now done on the Void, so he should be pretty happy to fight at this point. I mean, he's going to hit hard, he's going to hit fast. Only problem is he's very squishy, 800 health, but assuming he catches 5 in Chrono, he'll be fine. Just has to catch 5 in Chrono.
It's not a big ask. I mean, just a casual 5. And Lifestealer, surprise inside. Storm Spirit is ready to. Wow, zips ages along and is not going to find anyone.
He's just getting around. He's got a regen rune. There's no point playing Storm Spirit. We can't have fun with regen runes.
That's true.
But there's nobody coming to bot lane quite yet. Jules is looking like he might, but it looks like he's just going to go to the Ancients and farm instead. And this is one actual really good thing about this Mask of Madness build with the Battle Fury, is it does mean he can farm the Ancients really easily. I mean, really, really easily. Nothing's stopping him at all from just taking a res with, Mjolnir. It's really good if you're going to fight early. Oh, Yamato, what a psychic going in. They're going to catch out. Poor Jules. nowhere for him to go. He's going to be taking a fall.
Even mountains to dust.
Invoke a tornado and EMP. Holy Jesus, now the ult from Disruptor popping that out, getting the silence. He's actually going to live somehow. I have no idea how. Net is oh dear, he's going to watch up. Down he drops. And Disruptor Superman getting picked up, slammed down, and he's going to drop. That's a 4 for 1. I think Net was the only one to go down there, and that's 4 down for Execration 2. What could have been just Jules is now 4. And Joven, the lone survivor of that engagement for Execration 2, that came out perfectly in favor of Titan.
Yeah, I mean, the rotations from Titan are really, really strong. I mean, KYXY, he was kind of there at the start of the fight, but somehow, you know, XctN managed to make his way over and just cleaned up Superman. I thought Superman was going to get away. Like you saw, Disruptor was like in the middle of the fight, and he was on one hit, and then he just kind of walked out, and he was like, yay, happy face.
I have no idea how this happened, but I'm okay with it.
Oh, bot lane KYXY could be in trouble. There's going to be an H-Separation Ultimate. There's going to be a Void. There's going to be everything on him. He's got Pounce Up in 1 second, but not going anywhere. Killing Spree going the way of Jules.
Oh, RNG gods are
And they're
against
heading to the
KYXY.
Roshan.
That bash.
That bash at the end there. Took him down. But yeah, this could be a Roshan going down in favor of Execration 2. And Golden Experience is up and down, but after that pick-off and this Roshan, I think it's going to fall back down probably to around about 2,500 in favor of Titan. And that's really not that bad for Execration, given that their late game is arguably better. Void is pretty scary, like in the late game phase.
It's a tricore, so Storm Spirit. Then again, so is Titan's lineup. That's a tricore as well.
Both teams have got tricores, yeah. Oh, Yamate and Ohio, they are hunting. Rara, you should not have gone that way, man.
You are so dead, Rara.
All alone.
I'm all alone. There's no one here.
That is why you follow your
beside
team. Very all alone. Poor guy.
Oh.
And a little bit of dewarding going down there. Now Yamato just kind of lurking in the bushes. He's waiting for someone to farm. You can just see him thinking, someone will come farm this. And he's making actually really good use of the remnants just to try and get a bit of vision around his area. But even if it's just to help, you know, XctN to go plant down some aggressive wards, but he's still just making sure he can, you know, have an idea of where the Execration team is. Even if he's not actually ganking someone actively, he's going to know general vicinity if they're there, if they're not there. And his team can just kind of rotate based on that. It's very good play. And ooh, Ohio.
Now Joven is going to get scripted out. Do you wonder if they're going to be going on Invoker here in the mid? There's Disruptor there to back him up. And Rara's not too far behind on the Ancient Apparition. They want to do. They want it so bad.
It's a bit risky though. I mean, diving against a Disruptor is always a risky choice. If he just glimpses back one, so Storm Spirit flies in with Ohio inside of him, and then Storm Spirit comes back, and it's just Ohio versus the world. So it's not a happy time for him. And of course, at this point in time, they probably don't want to play too aggressively, given that they do have the Aegis up on Jules, and that BKB is almost done as well. So Titan maybe going to be better just to wait, 4 or 5 minutes now that it's going to be left for the Aegis to spawn or despawn, and then they'll have a better time fighting rather than trying to fight kind of 5v6.
Nature's Prophet or Chemo was having a fun time just cliff jungling. Now 4 joined back up. Gonna leave Jules just solo farm.
That's what they want to do. I mean, Titan aren't playing very aggressively. I mean, they're not really going for the smoke ganks. They're just playing passively. So
no. Superman. Are they gonna contest this? No, they're just gonna let that ward drop. Okay.
Titan are just playing it passively. I think if they can find someone to kill, they will, but there's, Execration are just grouped up. KYXY, he's going for possibly a BKB, maybe Heaven's Halberd.
Top tower is under attack.
He's got an Ogre Club picked up. The BKB has got its merits. Versus the Disruptor and the Establishment. Oh, it is done? Okay, there we go, it is BKB. It definitely has its merits, but he has to watch out because Disruptor trying to farm up an Arcanum Scepter. And of course, once Disruptor gets that Ags, BKB is not going to be having a use, at least if Disruptor initiates onto you first, because once that Static Storm is laid down with the Arcanum Scepter pickup, it means that you can't cast any items to silence, essentially, an item. So,
You say Disruptor's, working on an Aghanim Scepter. He's one piece down. He hasn't even gotten the second piece. And for a support, that's kind of a while away. So I think the BKB pickup right now...
Not necessarily. Yeah, it's good. It's definitely going to be good. But I mean, 1 or 2 good fights for Excretion, he'll have it done. You know, he's almost got the second piece already, and Jules has got the BKB, so the core items are coming up for Execration, so it could go either way. But we'll have to see. I mean, the BKB will be very handy for the next couple of fights, which is probably when he needs it. But again, also, I mean, the BKB doesn't stop the Chronosphere. That's the other problem. And it doesn't stop the Ancient Apparition Ultimate. It only stops the damage check.
That is absolutely true. If he pops it and then gets popped by Chronosphere, that is not going to be fun times for KYXY. So I think he needs to be really, really careful when he uses that BKB. Chronosphere on an illusion.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh no! Baited.
Big extension. Well, that was a whole team of Execration. How many ults did they use for that? Just the 2? Just the Chronosphere? Nature's Prophet as well? And this could be the
Ancient Apparition ult, but that's just, you know, that's
low
no
cooldown,
cooldown.
yeah.
Middle tower is under attack.
Well, anyway, they're going into the T2 tower. KY is tanking. He's not worried. He can just regenerate as soon as he runs back out of range. And Jules is going to be spotted up by Net now. So does Yamate want to go in on that? It looks like Jules is going to be running back, so they will give him a little bit of space to continue his farming. I mean, in terms of net worth, it's very, very even. The only big difference is in Execration supports versus Titan supports, where it's about, 1k difference between each of the supports. But in the cores, KYXY dead even with Jules. Ohio dead even with Chemo. I mean, about 1,000 difference, but it's nothing significant. And there's a 1,000 difference between Joven and Yamate. So on the whole, pretty much even. So this gold lead, which is sitting around about 5,000, is primarily just due to the supports. That's pretty much it. The supports have the same net worth. The gold would be pretty much equal.
Yeah, and so the main farmers on the side of Execration 2 doing a really impressive job to keep up with this. I would say, yeah, tier 1 team in the Southeast Asian scene. So I think Chemo, Joven, and Jules should be all very proud with their achievement so far in this game in terms of farming. So still could be anyone's game, and this is only game 1. Whoever gets the upper hand and comes out on top for this one still has to take it out for a second match to secure their position. Oh no, Rubik!
Your chronology ends.
He didn't even stand a chance. He just got 3 hit, and this will probably be the tier 2 tower going down. I mean, Rubik's not a particularly big hero to lose, but he is a hero, and defending 4v5 might not be the choice that Titan want to make, but there is a double damage rune top. If they scout that out, possibly that will change their mind about fighting.
Structures are fortified.
Aegis did just disappear on Jules.
Yeah, the Aegis disappeared too, so do they want to go, or are they just going to let the tower fall? They popped the fortify, but no one's coming. KYXY
Radiant's
says no.
tower has fallen.
I'm going to keep farming, says KYXY. Oh well, free tower. Good pick up there for Titan. Not
What is
Titan,
he
sorry.
farming for? I mean, he's got his Skadi, he's got his BKB. What's his next item of
Basher?
choice?
I think he needs the Basher. Abyssal Blade is going to be absolutely crucial now against the BKB Void. But the problem is, if you keep farming for items, you're going to end up in this never-ending loop. I mean, you're going to farm up your item, but then by that point, you farm the Abyssal Blade to counter the BKB. By the time you get the Abyssal Blade, Void's going to have a Butterfly, so you need an MKB to counter the Butterfly.
And then you're going to need an MKB.
It's a never-ending farm war if you're trying to out-farm a harder carry. You need to just, accept that you've got a better skills in the early game and utilize that. So we'll have to see. I mean, KYXY, he is a very strong carry. I mean, a lot of people haven't seen that much of him, but he is definitely, a top-tier carry. He's not, a kind of same playstyle as someone like Kavost, but he definitely has got his strengths, and we'll have to see. But I have faith in him. And Nyx actually is the one to take the double damage. I was thinking maybe like KYXY, Storm Spirit,
oh man,
one of the carries.
The Nyx assassin,
And
right
give it to the
click.
Nyx.
Oh, he is
Hardcore.
terrifying. I mean, he's hitting for what, like
77.
144? Oh, Jules though, he doesn't care. He goes, what double damage room? Try and hit me.
That
just
double
once.
damage
I
is
dare
worth
you.
nothing.
The pickoff's just going for Execration 2 the last couple of times. Just Titan, the supports of Titan just caught out.
It's not even just the supports. I mean, KYXY being caught out, but Net definitely. I mean, he's 0-6 at the moment out of 13 kills, so he's probably. I guess you could call him the feeder of the team. He's not having a fun game. But I guess that's kind of the risk when you run a Nyx Assassin support is that, if you don't get snowballing on Nyx, he I mean, he has his uses, don't get me wrong, but he's kind of best when he can, get a snowball going in this game. He just never had an opportunity to. But anyway, Execration now marking out. They think that Titan are in the jungle, and indeed they are completely correct. Yamata just kind of lurking around with the rest of his team. They're going to be blinking out of the way of that tree. It's just, having a little wander over. KOX making a run for it, though.
It's kind of like a stalemate right now. While Titans still have, they've got a 5k XP lead, they've got about 4k gold on the side of Titans. So they've got the lead right now, but it seems like they've come to an impasse where they can't really afford to go on these.
I can't really put it going. But it looks like they're going to try now. Extinking the lift off onto Rara. Rara is going to take a pull. No, it looks like Yamato just ignores him. Goes in for Joven. They're trying to take down Chemo now, but there's going to be a huge chronosphere taking down immediately Yamato. Ohio now in trouble. He is just silenced up, but a steal of the chronosphere will be catching on to 2. That's a double kill going the way of KOX. So a double kill going the way of Jules. Chemo, one more hit. Extinct will get the kill. And now KOX, he has to man mode onto Jules. Jules is very, very low. He's going to be able to time walk out, but he's trapped in the trees. Can they kill him? They don't know he's in there. No, do they? They do. They see him. Jules is going to be taking a fall. It's a triple kill there onto KOX, but he's in trouble now. He's silenced up. Joven hitting onto him. A nice stun coming out. He needs to get out of range to heal, but he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to be going down. It's a dominating streak. A 3-for-4 trade in favor of Execration. I mean, they lost Jules, and that was a really good steal of the chronosphere coming out from the Rubik, just managing to catch 3, but it wasn't enough because already Ohio and Yamato were dead.
Yeah, there was no follow-up or damage output, and unfortunately, both of their main damage dealers are melee, so, even if you do get chrono, it doesn't really help you dish out the damage. The Rubik's just going to sit there just going, yeah, take this huge 73 damage. So, he did catch a fair few heroes, but it sort of was just like a pause in the fight rather than a chance to deal some damage.
Yeah, definitely. And the big problem, of course, is you can't chronosphere avoid. I mean,
pull roots and run.
It's very, very dangerous. I mean, definitely chronosphere the rest of the team. I mean, there was a game we saw a couple of days ago where there was a Rubik. I don't know if you're casting with me or if it's someone else, but this Rubik just stole chronosphere like it was his job, and he would steal the chronosphere and then chrono the 4 other players on the Void's team, and then his team would just kill the Void and then clean up. It was amazing. But that's not normal. Normally, you kind of steal the chronosphere and accidentally chrono your own team, and then you lose the fight, and it's very sad. Anyway, Yamato, he wants to steal this Aegis. He's getting ready to go in, and he goes for the BKB. But no, he's not going to be able to do it. He's just going to initiate in. Not going to even be able to get a kill. Nothing coming out from that. Just popping a BKB. That was, what, a 10-second BKB charge? No, 8-second. But nothing, and now, oh, well, Extinct is dead. Sent back to his doom.
Extinct gets sent back. Oh no, he's dead. Just didn't even get a chance to pop up. He was dead by the time he appeared. Dead on arrival.
Uproot you.
Nope. Sorry, I yawned. Anyway, now Execration 2, they've got a pretty big advantage. They got the Aegis. Golden Experience is still sitting in favor of Titan, but barely on those Golden Experience graphs. And Void is pulling ahead in net worth. Aegis is up, Daedalus is up, Mask of Madness, BKB, Battle Fury. He is hitting hard, he is hitting fast, and he is looking quite scary. Titan really need to focus fire him down, but it's hard when there's so many other high priority targets. Invoker wants to die as well.
And they don't have enough BKBs right on the side of their team to deal with this disruptor. I mean,
Radiant structures are
it's just
Dire's bottom tower
it's not really anything they can do during a team fight. Although Disruptor's only 300 gold away from finishing off Aghanim's Scepter. Although Storm Spirit could have something to say about that. Maybe. No, I think if he jumps on these guys, Void is going to be very quick to back up their supports. And they're just going to zip a double damage rune. GG rune. And
Double damage.
Void Jules has this DD, so he could do some great work with this, and I think they're just going to rotate down, try and take this tower, and secure that last outer tower, and leave Titan with no vision, and it's going to be risky for them to actually set foot in their jungle and outside this safety zone, the safe perimeter around their base.
Well, Titan, they need to make something happen now. I mean, while they do have a Tricore as well, I would give the advantage of the Tricore to Execration. Nature's Prophet is a better late game carry. I guess I would say Void kind of counters out both Slark and the Lifestealer, and Nature's Prophet can outcarry a Storm Spirit, I would say. I mean, it's kind of even, but Nature's Prophet with, 6 slots, I would say is a bit scarier than the Storm Spirit. Of course, Chemo isn't doing so hot on the farm, but he is out farming Yamata still at this point in time, so
Dire's structures are fortified.
not doing too bad. And now it looks like maybe Execration are ready to commit to the base. Necrobook 3 is on cooldown, but no Void.
Dire's top tower
Diving
has fallen.
in, he is ready to go if he can.
Radiant's bottom tower
And
is
can
under
Titan
attack.
defend?
Now, why
This is the
not? He's
question.
got the Aegis. Oh, here comes the Lifestealer, BKB. Oh, now Chrono is going to catch both. Mage's going to melt. Oh my god, Jules. You are terrifying. You are a beast.
Radiant's bottom tower is fallen.
And now he's smashing down the Slark. BKB Slark. He goes in Viz just to take down Superman. That's the only one. The second one to go down. Joven went down as well. Now Lumic. Oh my god, Lumic is caught and done. Oh, what a wonderful Chrono. Oh my god. And now Jules. What was looking great for Jules is now looking incredibly bad. Oh my god, now it goes down the Rubik and Jules is going to have the Aegis popped. He's got a second life though. He might be able to take down a couple more. Joven is back on the Invoker. He's run straight back in. Jules is in a little bit of trouble, gets stunned up, and now this Slark is trying to get a KYXY. It's going to drop. And I don't even know who came out better out of that. I'm going to say Execration too.
Execration, definitely. Jules lost the Aegis, but they were, buyback from Ohio? I mean, Yamata's about to respawn. Ohio didn't die again, so that's good, but they lost KYXY. KYXY forced to buy back, and the Racks could be taking full. No, it looks like Execration will just be running for their life. And Disruptor has his Arcanum Scepter done. You said it wasn't going to come. No.
I did.
They're catching out.
Oh,
Joven,
Vision
can they get a
coming
kill on
out.
Joven? They will lose
That was a
Joven.
buyback
Joven
as
actually
well.
pulled back,
Bottom
yeah.
barracks are under
So
attack.
that is worth it, but I think Execution still came out on top. I mean, they got down that tier 3 tower, they got the tier 2 tower, and the Racks is on half health. Of course, they decided to target the melee Racks rather than the range, which, while it did force a buyback, it means that they didn't get kind of any advantage at all since the range doesn't regen, but the melee does, so that Racks will be back up to full health by the time they decide to push again. But, I mean, still, Execration 2 are doing great, and Golden Experience, Gold has dipped down past that 0 mark, heading towards Execration's favor. Experience still sitting in favor of Titan, but primarily that's due to the supports. You look at Net, he's level 16, whereas all the supports and coming out from Execration are level 12, so I think that's where the main discrepancy is. But still, I mean, these fights are just going to get harder and harder. Both Ancient Apparition and Disruptor have got their Arcanum Scepters done. This means
that's scary.
2 scary ultimates. And I don't know if
70
Titan can
seconds
fight
of
this.
no regen and a Static Storm you cannot BKB out of.
I think Titan's problem at the moment is that their heroes aren't based around pushing at all. They haven't got anything to really take down towers. You look at their lineup and, I mean, what do they have that kills towers? They've got the Assault
really.
Grasp on Ohio,
They've
and
got
that's
the
about it.
Rage. They've got the Rage, extra attack speed on the Lifesteal. Lifesteal does pretty well smashing down towers, but that not incredibly well. So yeah, it's really KYXY in Ohio. That's it. I mean, all 3 of the 2 supports and the Storm Spirit just offer nothing for pushing down towers.
And that's the big problem for them is Execration. Like I said, they've got the Invoker who's, got all of his spells. Forge Spirits are up now, given that he's got Exort up. They've got the Nature's Prophet. And they push down the towers pretty quickly, just with even those 3 heroes, not to mention the Void who hits pretty hard at this point, versus Titan who've got nothing in. Oh, KYXY, you have to run, they're coming!
Spidey senses.
Yeah, I think he's noticed that they were in the enemy jungle and there was nobody there, so he went, where would they be if they're not in their jungle, they're not in the lanes? Probably in our jungle. Time to run.
Probably after my blood. I'm gonna get out of here now. None too soon.
Time to bail. But still, I mean, Execration 2 have got a really big advantage. I mean, normally when I've seen Titan play, typically they do pick up one hard push-up, be it Nature's Prophet in the off-lane for Ohio, be it Extinct playing one of his famous jungle heroes like the Chen Enchantress, a hero that can just take down towers really quickly. But this game, Titan have opted to go for a really, it's kill lineup. It's a lineup based on killing people. But then they didn't get the kills. I mean, it's 42 minutes in and there's, 43 kills on the board? Which really isn't that many. I mean, it's less than 1 kill per minute and not even half of those are on Titan's side. Titan just went for a snowball lineup and it didn't work out, whereas Execration went for a kind of push and teamfight lineup, and, well, it did work out. It worked out quite well for them. I don't know. I mean, Titan's only real way I would think of coming back from this is if they can start to get the kills, and oh, this is not the way to do it. KYXY, he's in trouble. XctN steals the Chronosphere, gets a 4-man Chronosphere. Oh, it's perfect. Titan, Yamata, and Ohio are going to launch across, catching out each apparition, but now Jules is just banging, bashing the crap out of Yamata. Yamata's going to take a follow. Ohio decides to back out, but Kimo traps himself in there with Yamata, but no, a nice clinch will be sending him right back into the arms of Jules, and now Disruptor laying down his ultimate. Oh, the haste around Yamata makes him get away from that just barely, but he still has to watch out. Triple kill there onto Jules, and Yamata does not have the damage to take him down. Yamata's out of mana. Ultra kill onto Jules. The buybacks are coming out, but I don't really know if they can do anything other than just feed him a rampage. I think Execration could have game 1.
I think they couldn't. I think they can as well. This is completely unexpected. Oh my god, Ohio's trying to smash down Joven. Joven's going to drop yet again. He's going to come back. Oh, Jules is in a lot of trouble right now.
The backtracks. The backtracks.
What?
There we go.
What even is that? Are you kidding me? Oh, Jesus.
No, he's got a butterfly as well, so it was some evasion, but
that was dumb. That was stupid.
But they lost the racks. Titan lost the racks. Execration 2. Execration 2 not even invited to the International 3 qualifiers. And are they going to be one of the first teams to beat Titan in a while from the Southeast Asian region? I mean, let me have a look. When did Titan last lose a game in Southeast Asia? Let's have a look.
You can do some research.
Well, they came 3-2 on top of Scythe in the grand final of the WD Dota 2 Pro Series, and they drew even with Arrow, but other than that, they haven't actually lost any series in Southeast Asia in quite a long time. So,
I think the last one was what, against Zephyr? Ages ago?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Arrow beaten them out like about a month or two ago. I mean, not counting the Chinese games. China isn't part of Southeast Asia. But of course, the Titan have to play on the huge delay there, so I didn't count it either. But still, wow. Execration 2, I'm very, very impressed. I think they're going to be one of the top teams in Southeast Asia if they keep going this route. They're playing amazingly. Mineski probably regrets the decision to kick Jules at this point.
Yeah, and especially because they've been assigned that, that number 2 role. It's like, we have Execration, but then we have Execration 2. And they're sort of like the primary team going by their display here. They've knocked out Execration 1. They're given Titan a run for their money. I mean, this is really showcasing exactly what they can do, and that these guys can stand with the big boys of the Southeast Asian scene.
Yeah, definitely. But Titan, they are still in it to win it. I mean, Gold sitting at virtually 0 difference. Experience in favor of Titan still. So just because there's a rack down for Titan doesn't mean they're out of this game. But they do have to watch out. I mean, I think they need a Hex. I mean, at this point, Yamate should have a Hex up, but he doesn't. He's so ridiculously poor. He's only, what's his net worth? Like, he's on 10,000 net worth or 11,000. He's sitting just above the supports. And that's not normally where you see Yamate. Yamate's one of those players who's usually fantastic at farming as well as ganking and keeping his GPM up. In this game, it just hasn't managed to happen. And it's kind of showing. I mean, he's playing like he's got 4 or 5 slots, when in fact, he's got 2 core items done at 46 minutes into the game.
I wonder if Yamata is going to stick around and actually see Roshan pop up in like 5 seconds. Doesn't look like it.
They're going to get
the
back to base.
trio's going to scat out.
Oh, they just needed to wait 1 more second and they win that Roshan spawn.
So right now, Execration 2 know that Rosh is up, and they're smoked up, ready to get a gank on, and they could run headlong into KYXY. Evaded in almost certain death. The 5 Execration 2 heroes would have scoped him out. They're just going to head into Rosh.
I'm not stopping them. Bot lane is so
Nothing.
far pushed in at the moment for Titan. They have to have someone dedicated
Certainly
there to
not
defend
Titan. Titan don't even
Well,
know that he's up.
it. Looks like Titan are going to go
What
in.
even is Roshan?
It's too late. It's way too late. I mean, all they can really hope is that Net can steal it.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
And Net's not going to try. Net's like, no, I'm not even going to bother. No point.
They've got
So Titan, this is the
They've got
Aegis and
necro
the
units.
cheese.
They'll see me. Oh. Telekinesis picking up the void. Could actually keep it alive. Nope. Down. Drops the Sculpture as well as KYXY. And this is going to be Ohio finishing up. And I think with those 3 dead, that's all the cause. They could just go straight up mid.
Make that 5 dead.
Radiant's middle tower.
Net gone as well. And you question this Battle Fury pickup. I mean, he just cleaved Yamate to death. In 1 hit, Yamate died.
That
Just
was
from
just
the void
instant.
player. No, I question
This is
what
it.
Battlefield pick up too, but Ohio, he's
Radiant's
gonna
middle
buy out,
tower
Slice's
is
gonna
under
buy out.
attack.
Any more bikes? That's it. That's all they've got. The two of them.
Radiant
KOXY
structures
with a little Ohio baby inside of him. They are ready to defend their pride, defend the team's honor. In they go, Hex down immediately, and they will be able to get the BKBs of H Ultimate.
Radiant's
They want to get
middle
Chemo down.
tower
Chemo
has
is down.
fallen.
Now KOXY is trying to take down the supports. Rara is going to be his target of choice. Rara could be taking pull, but Chemo immediately buys back. He's into the fight. KOXY needs to get out right now. He's silenced up. He's on the run. He should be good to make it out, but Jules said, I don't care. Well, Ohio's down. I'm just going to get the racks.
Radiant's middle barrack. Radiant's middle
This has to be
barracks
GG.
has
This
fallen.
Titan, I
Radiant's
think,
middle
have
barracks
are
has
just going to
fallen.
have to accept they lost game 1 against Execration 2. Execration 2 are just taking first game right now. It's theirs. It is in their grasp. It's almost irrefutably.
Radiant's middle tower
This is going to be
under
mega
attack.
creeps. Jump on. Oh, the silence trying to come
Oh,
out
no.
on Slug, and now Void smashing out Jules is just gonna lower it. Oh, Rubik, nice pull, but Void is still gonna smash there unmolested. Really, Sembak coming out and a silence on
Dire victory.
the Rubik, and just before he dies, down goes that ancient. GG's called. Game 1 going to Execration 2.
Insanely well played there by Execration 2. I mean, Titan had an advantage for pretty much the whole game. It wasn't a big one, but it was an advantage, and nonetheless, Execration 2 managed to pull through. So, I mean, either way, GG, well played to both teams. It's a best of 3, of course, so there's 1, if not 2 more games coming up. Thank you, of course, to Corsair for sponsoring this tournament. Thank you to Elzar, who did the camera work, streaming, all of those lovely things. So you can say a big thank you to him in the chat. And thanks to Boakley for casting with me. Where can people find you, Boakley?
Oh, it's absolute pleasure, Lily. You guys can find me all over Facebook as well as Twitter, and we've got a little channel on Twitch as well. I'm from 4 States Casting, so not just me, there are a few other casters in that group as well, which is a nice little group of Aussies here. We also got an American too, and a couple of New Zealanders. We're all over the joint. So I'll post the links up on the chat so you guys can check us out. But 4 States Casting, really easy to find. Yeah, big thanks going out to Lily for letting me join her for this awesome cast, and very nice camera work for Elzar. I can't wait for game 2 and actually see if Titan are now going to respect Execration 2 and realize what they're bringing to the table, and maybe have to up their ante for game number 2 and try and put on a little bit of a show and stop Execration 2 walking out with this victory.